Hi, I'm Mike. The cold can be killer here in Wyoming, and we're now faced with what could be a life and death decision for our peacock, all due to sub-zero temperatures and a massive amount of frostbite on our Wyoming Life. Hey kiddo. Hi there. And thanks for joining me today on our Wyoming Life as we explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary. Today is all about the peacock and his current and very severe injury. If this is your first time here, thanks for coming along for the ride, and please subscribe. We have 3 videos a week bringing you everything from the ranch, the cows, the gardens, ranch style cooking, and a whole lot more. This is the peacock. He's been here on the ranch for the last 5 years or so. He doesn't have a name, and now is probably not the time to name him, because we don't know how much longer he's going to be with us. We're going to get to all that, but first, let me tell you his story. A few years ago, when we first came to the ranch, the first animal that Erin wanted to start raising on her own were chickens. It made sense. She was getting started in the farmer's market game, and eggs always sold well at farmer's market. So we got chickens, and I built a nice new chicken house for them. And the chicken project cruised right along. We sold a ton of eggs, and soon Erin wanted to expand her bird inventory. So we got ducks and geese, most of whom are still on the ranch today. But the one thing that Erin always wanted was a peacock.
After we got the chickens and then the ducks and the geese, I really fell in love with having birds on the ranch. I loved to watch them go out and hunt for bugs and pick weeds, and we dug a pond and the ducks and the geese would go swimming, and I just loved their personalities and how they interacted with each other and watching them do their little chicken things. And then I really fell in love with the idea of having peacocks. When we'd get the catalogs in the spring for the baby chicks that I would always order, they always had there's exotic birds in the back. There's beautiful black swans and there's peacocks, and I just desperately wanted a peacock. But they're very expensive to order, and you don't always have the best of luck raising chicks. And it was just really, I was always torn of wanting to spend a lot of money on something that I didn't know how it would work out.
One day, we got a call and found out that one of our local sheriff's deputies had picked up a peacock wandering down the ditch along the local highway. He took it to the animal shelter, and once Erin heard about it, we had a peacock. One lonely peacock. Soon, we decided that he needed a mate, and we found a female from nearby in South Dakota and brought her into the fold. And since then, they've lived happily ever after, doing their thing, helping Erin in the garden, and just being a part of the ranch.
Once we did get the peacock on the ranch, I just can't imagine not having him here with us. In the summertime, he's very social, and he's out and about, and he helps me in the garden, and I have to chase him out of the high tunnel so he doesn't eat the tomatoes, and he's always around. And when we go out at nighttime and close up the chickens, he squawks at us. And if I go out early to garden before it's hot out, he's always waiting on the fence for me to let the chickens back out. And I just can't imagine not having him here with us.
Peacocks are very curious, and as most visitors of the ranch will tell you, they always seem to be checking out what you're doing every time you turn around. Male peacocks, much to my surprise, are great watchdogs too. They protect the rest of the flock, the chickens and the ducks and the geese, from predators, as well as letting us know whenever anybody pulls into the yard by squawking and making all kinds of racket. But now our male peacock is faced with a life-threatening dilemma. This winter has been extremely cold, and a couple weeks ago we found out that he had frostbite on one of his feet. We called the vet and went back and forth, and it was determined that he's probably going to lose his foot. Now, he's been hobbling around for the last couple of weeks, and we put him in the barn where he couldn't injure himself anymore. The vet was correct, and his foot just fell off. Since then, his stub is healed nicely. You know, it's amazing how quickly birds heal, but now we're left with a huge decision. A peacock like him can live up to 25 years, so the question is all about quality of life. He can't walk well due to the difference in the length of his legs. But other than that, he's perfectly healthy. His tail feathers are growing nicely, he's obviously eating well, and he has the energy and the strength to get around, even on one leg. Every day of our lives is spent with and around animals. You build a rapport and a relationship with them that you can't find anywhere else. And it's, you know what, to be perfectly honest, when your wife and kids are crying because an animal might have to be put down, it becomes a mission to do your best to save it. I'm not a huge bird guy. I tolerate the chickens and the ducks, and the geese are nice to look at, although they're very noisy and messy. But just like Erin, I've gotten used to having the male peacock around. He makes you smile when you catch him fanning out his feathers to try to impress his girlfriend or whoever might be watching. So I guess I can say that I have a stake in keeping him alive and happy as well. Right now, he's probably not too happy. He has trouble getting around, and one of the biggest problems that I've seen him having is the fact that he can't perch on anything with only one leg. Now, peacocks love to be up off the ground. They usually sit on fence posts or tractors or the gator or whatever they can get up on and look down at their domain. They're kind of prima donnas in that aspect of their lives, looking down on us lowly ground walkers. Most people that encounter the peacock, and there aren't a whole lot of them running around Wyoming, don't realize that he can fly, just like any other bird. One of his favorite places to hang out this summer was on my mother-in-law's roof as her house was being built some 20 feet off the ground. So because he can't roost with just one leg, our first mission today is to build him a platform that he can roost on. While he's been living in the barn, he's been trying to sit up on the rail fence, but he loses his balance, and even if he does manage to get up there, he doesn't stay for long. Our plan is to build him a small platform that we can slip over the fence, giving him a big enough area to sit on and allow his tail feathers to drape over and flow free. We start by taking just a few 2x4s and a 2x6 and cutting them to size. That's if I can find my tape measure. Okay, here we go, and we're off and running, cutting the 2x4s, making a sleeve that'll slip over the rail of the fence in the barn, and a 2x6 to sit on the top. With our lumber cut, we can drill pilot holes to keep the screws from splitting the wood, and then screw them together before taking the assembly out to the barn to check its fit. After that, it's back into the shop to measure and screw in the top platform and the cap of the roost. Erin picked up a small bath rug to glue to the top to give him something to grip with his foot, well, the one he has left, and with some spray adhesive and the help of my 170 pounds, we can try to get it to stick on here, hopefully without falling on my face. Just to be safe, we're also going to staple the rug down to the platform, just to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Once dry, we can set it back on the fence. Then it's time to gather up old Hopalong and set him on his new roost. He's very friendly, but through this whole ordeal, I think he's gotten a bit tired of people messing with him, and he's not much for this game anymore. But he's still pretty docile, and we can try to set him on his new perch, which doesn't work, and I get yelled at for. How rude. Let's rethink this and add some food to the perch, scooping him up again, showing him his perch and the food on it, comforting him and telling him that it's not going to hurt him. Call me Dr. Doolittle because this time he takes a rest, laying down and relaxing a bit, way up high where he likes to be, giving him a bowl of water and a bit of his normal life back.
I don't know what's going to happen with the peacock. I have watched a lot of crazy YouTube videos this last week where birds have gotten 3D legs and they've been well taken care of and seem to have a good quality of life after that. I hope somebody has an idea or a solution. I don't want to lose him.
But when it all comes down to it, his life is never going to be normal. He's tame, he's friendly, and on a ranch, that counts for a lot. I think some animals figure out that if they act like your buddy, then they can get away with a whole lot more. We've got cows that do it, and even chickens. And those animals always hold a special place in a rancher's life. We don't know what we can do with them, but maybe you do. Comment below if you have any ideas, and head over to our website. Sign up for the Herd Report, our weekly newsletter, and you can stay up to date on what's going on with Mr. Peacock. I really hope that there's a solution out there for the peacock, but in the end, we often have to make unpopular decisions. We don't want an animal on the ranch to have a diminished quality of life. Ranchers and farmers are not only stewards of the land, but also the animals. And anytime an animal is taken under our care, we promise to do right by them through all phases of their life, even the end. For now, we'll wait and see. But soon, a decision will probably have to be made. But for now, let's just sleep on it a few days. Come join us again as we explore the ranch life 3 times a week. Follow us on Facebook and be sure to sign up for the Herd Report so you can get material that you can't find anywhere else. Sign up at our website, www.ourwyominglife.com. Until next time, have a great week, and thanks for joining us in Our Wyoming Life.